Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. I hope you're all okay and all well. Yep, we're looking at a new movie today, a new movie that's out to stream as I'm recording this on the mid to late June. And it's called You Should Have Left. Please, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy what we do and can have a bit of fun sometimes, a bit of a laugh or be serious, etc. on these little vlogs, movie review, TV drama reviews, information vlogs, etc. Please push that all subscribe button, tell your friends, push the bell notification so you'll know when these little reviews are coming out. Yeah, You Should Have Left, a psychological horror. It's classed as 93 minutes, and as I said, available to, as you're watching this, it will be available from various streaming sites. No theatre release with this, no cinema release at all with the COVID crisis, etc. It's written and directed by David Coep, that's how you pronounce his name, and it's based on a 2017 book by Daniel Kelman. And strange enough, Daniel Kelman's the one who collaborated with Kevin Bacon on a movie from a while back, Stir of Echoes. You remember that back in the day? I used to have that in the video shop. I've still got some posters, I think, for that one as well, which I did quite enjoy. Sort of didn't quite. Yeah, it's one of those that it was a good series. I'm not going to say too much in case you've not seen it. But go back and watch Stir of Echoes because it is a good little psychological thriller, and it does have that. This does have that same sort of feel to it. It stars Amanda Seyfried alongside Kevin Bacon, of course, and I'll mention the young girl. There's another young girl in it later who does a pretty good job actually. She's not a bad little actress. And what's it about? Well, it's Theo Conroy, played by Kevin Bacon. He's a wealthy middle-aged man with a troubled past who takes his wife, Amanda Seyfried, if that's how you pronounce that, to a Welsh vacation home that has secrets of its very, very own. Yeah, it doesn't do the Welsh Tourist Board much cop this film. But certainly, there's one little segment I won't give too much away, but he goes into a little Welsh shop, and that's quite funny. He does a bit of humour in it amidst the psychological horror. So yeah, that's the synopsis. Yeah, I think he was a banker in real life, and he's obviously well-to-do, this guy. But his wife's an actress, and obviously there are some simmering underlying problems there as the film starts, even though they do seem to be quite a loving couple generally. Yeah, so is it any good? Well, Rotten Tomatoes are only giving it a 46 positivity rating, which isn't great, is it? That's based on 65 reviews, and overall it only gets a 4.67 out of 10, which isn't great. And its consensus reads, never quite manages to distill its intriguing ingredients into a satisfying whole. Yeah, an interesting comment actually. Yeah, Metascore rating, the critics, it comes out at 4.8 out of 10. Again, not much better, well, only slightly better, isn't it? And they score anywhere between 3.8, but there are some critics that like it, and it went up to 7.5 out of 10. So there's some liking for it. Some of the comments from the critics: timid and toothless. That's not a positive one. Pale reflections of other works. Yep, I can see where that's coming from. Feels thin. A scaled down Shining. That's an interesting comparison, which is probably not far off the mark. Bacon holds it steady, so that's probably more of a positive comment. Grabs hold and keeps tugging, so that's obviously one of the guy who gave him 7.5 out of 10 based on those reviews. Internet Movie Database, you, me, Joe Public, who've watched this. Only 5.3 out of 10, so slightly higher than the critics and Rotten Tomatoes, but not fantastic, and that's based on 1,787 reviews. And you get certain comments as decent. Hooked, kept me interested right to the end. Bacon is great. Well, I know sausages are quite nice as well. Tense. Tidy. That's banged, very, very Welsh saying there, tidy. What was the point? So they're the pluses. They're the exception. They're the ones who liked it. The negatives: what was the point? Boring, trash, yawn, disappointed, potential but missed. Yeah, I think that last comment's quite interesting actually. Yeah, I mean, my little thoughts on MovieGameNostalgia.com on behalf of MGN, my little review on it. yeah, it certainly did. It's 93 minutes, so it's not over long, which is good. I don't like a film to be too long. It certainly kept me interested. There's a few moments of humour with Kevin Bacon. I quite like Kevin Bacon. Here in the UK, he's sort of more or less all we've seen him doing recently is adverts for the EE mobile phone company, EE over here in the UK. I don't know why it does a similar thing in the US or outside of the UK. But it was nice to see him again. Obviously, he's looking a little bit older, a little bit more mature. But yeah, it did keep my interest, certainly for the first 45, 50, 55, and we get to the hour mark, we're starting to struggle just a little bit. When it starts getting to it, sort of trying to build to a climax, it is a little bit predictable, a bit of sort of goes for the jump scares, etc. Goes for the constant waking up and nightmare scenario where, you know, when you're watching it, you're probably going to wake up and it's not real and all this sort of thing. And eventually, obviously, it's like any of these, you know, it just follows a certain pattern. Kevin Bacon's, yeah, I like watching Kevin Bacon. He does a great job, and obviously Amanda Seyfried is always good to watch. And it's a young Avery T-I-I-U, I don't know how you pronounce it. Avery to Essex does a great. I mean, she's not a bad little. I mean, she has little moments, but she's not great, bit wooden. But I mean, she's not a bad little actress. Actually, I quite enjoyed watching her as well. So some good early stuff, some good setup, but it was just the execution really. It was just a little bit of a letdown. It just. Thinking back to Stir of Echoes, you know, it's similar sort of feel, and then obviously there's a comparison there to The Shining, wasn't there? And I can understand that comparison as well. But I mean, if you're gonna, you know, you can't really quote it in the same sentence as Shining, unfortunately. But yeah, it does let itself down. I can figure out what's going on basically, and my idea was it's one of these where you probably go on the internet later and trying to find out what the overall thing is. I mean, I actually watched it a couple of times because a lot of these films, if they're okay, I sort of watch them as well with my partner as well. So. Yes, on a second watch, it wasn't any better than the first watch. It didn't improve it any. I probably gauged a little bit more of what was going on, but obviously because you've watched it once all the way through, you look out for certain things, don't you? But yeah, it was a bit disappointing. I think some of them comments there that are quite certainly the Rotten Tomatoes comment never quite manages to distill its intriguing ingredients into a satisfying whole, because we've been there before with this sort of thing, and there's nothing new about the style and the story, to be honest with you. And the characters are quite likeable. I quite like the characters. Kevin Bacon, as I say, I quite like the three main characters in it. There's the other ones as well, but the three main people are really good. But yeah, I mean, it was just the last 20-25 minutes. It was really a bit of a letdown. And this is a Blumhouse production, isn't it? Blumhouse, who brought us The Invisible Man, of course, which was another one which I quite enjoyed. But again, I was a bit disappointed with certain elements and the ending, the execution in the end of the film, and this falls flat on that basis as well. Yeah, my partner didn't like it. I mean, I was nearly give it a watchable rating because there are elements of it that are good, but at the end of the day, it's the whole film I'm reviewing. So I'm only going to give it a movie game nostalgia rating of 5.5, but I wouldn't put you off watching it, because if you like Kevin Bacon like I do, then obviously it's worth it just to watch it for Kevin and obviously Amanda and the young girl in it as well. So I'll give it a 5.5, but obviously it almost got a watchable rating, but it just isn't quite good enough in execution, the film as a whole. So I'm going to mark it 5.5 out of 10. Please, if you get to watch it, please let me know what you think. And you Kevin Bacon fans, what do you think? Is it as good as Stir of Echoes? I mean, if we compared the two, I would certainly, if I watched Stir of Echoes now, I'd probably give it 6.5 or 7. So no, not as good as Stir of Echoes in my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie or at Charles Deneen. Check me out on Facebook under Bernard Deneen. And please, if you can have a look at my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com, up there, wherever it is on the screen. Please, if you can spare 5 minutes, old and rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, and some board games on there as well. Anyway, so thanks for joining me today for this little look at You Should Have Left. Perhaps I shouldn't have watched it twice, but there you go. That's another story. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to do the rest of your day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other. And hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. This is Bernard saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.